off-roading tip. Wheelie.
Frankie's cool and true.
Welcome, adventure enthusiasts. I am here in Spain with my brand new Husqvarna Norden and my friend Nico on his BMW GS F850. That's kind of like the beginning of me doing a serious YouTube video. It's the first time I'm standing for my own reasons in front of the camera and talk to you guys. I have kind of some experiences made now in 2 videos for 1000 PS, but it's completely different if you do it for your own motivation. And the cool thing about it is I can let my intrusive thoughts win over and do whatever the I want. Maybe I need to beep that. So, where do I stand? To start the video, it's important for me to you guys to know that I am not a professional rider. This is not my main job. Why am I here? What are we going to talk about? Well, I rode the Africa Twin CRF 1100 for 2 years and I've sold it now. And I bought a Husqvarna Norden. And I think it's a perfect topic to start kind of that YouTube series and explain to you guys what is coming in the next videos. It's a perfect opportunity as well because we're here in Spain and I have been riding with the Norden completely stock. All I changed was I raised the bar with a bar raiser 52 millimeters because it was for me it was very low to stand especially on. But other than that, it's completely stock and I think it's a perfect base to compare it to all the mods that I'm gonna do throughout the year, which I'm gonna keep you updated about. So that's kind of the introduction. Why am I doing this? Why are there more videos coming? Because I think I have a lot to tell about the Husqvarna and also I have a good base with the Africa Twin. Maybe that's interesting for a few of you because I think the Africa Twin and the Husqvarna are kind of like, if you're like me, these 2 bikes are in a tighter circle of choice. If you're about to buy a new bike. But nevertheless, those bikes are very different bikes, so that's why I think it's important to talk about it. But first I want to talk about why did I choose the Husqvarna. I fell in love with the looks of it in like, when was it? 2020, I think, when the Expedition prototype came out. And I was like, at some point I'm gonna buy it. And then, fortunately for me, Husqvarna DACH region, so Germany, Austria and Switzerland, came to me and they proposed a collaboration. So I got a discount on the bike and I will get some parts to mount on it, and together with them and Motocenter Seetal, which is my local dealer in Switzerland, we will build my dream bike from this. So it's not gonna stay like this at all. So now about what I will do with the bike. I have no idea if I'm in frame or not because I can't see what you guys see right now. I just hope it's okay. Maybe you see just my nose, that's also fine. I don't care. I will transform it in quite a few ways. So I have ordered parts concerning exhaust, concerning smaller parts like foot pegs, like protection stuff like the big motor bash plate. But also a new suspension, the suspension from the Expedition model. It's called the Explore Pro suspension. So there's a lot of different things that I'm gonna do to the bike, and I'm still not sure how I wanna, do the videos. I don't think I will do a video about every mod because, I mean, who watches a video about foot pegs? So yeah. But maybe you can let me know in the comments what you would prefer to see. I mean, I thought about visual stuff, sound stuff. That would be the exhaust for one video. Visually, I will also put on a sticker kit, but I won't tell you yet which one. But it's from Upshift Motorcycle. They do very great sticker wraps. And maybe I'll do a suspension and maybe some smaller parts. But let me know how you would like to see this. So there's a lot planned with the Husqvarna Norden. There's also a lot of off-road expeditions planned with it, and it's going to be The biggest one is going to be starting of August when we are driving up to Iceland for 3 weeks. Well, 2 weeks on the island and 1 week for traveling there and back again. Okay. So now about maybe a few words how the stock Husqvarna Norden 901 rides, and I am completely speechless. Like I've been riding with Africa Twin exactly the same trails last year and 2 years ago, so I have the perfect base for comparison, and it's a completely different bike. The power is kind of similar, and also it has a bit more torque than the Africa Twin, but the motor is smaller, obviously. So I wasn't really sure how it's going to behave off-road, but I can't really put it into words because it's a completely different style of riding. You're much more secure when you're on the bike. I never was able with the Africa Twin to, kind of clench my legs here to gain more control, and if I stay on the bike now, and you can see the bar raiser was definitely worth it because now it's kind of like in a comfortable position. I can really have more control over the bike when riding off-road because the seat and how that whole part is designed, it's giving me much more flexibility to control it the right way, which I really appreciate, and which Africa Twin was lacking. And I would say I'm more secure on the bike. It's much lighter, well, it feels much lighter, which gives me more confidence when riding smaller trails. It's more punchy and has more power. And then on the other side, we've been riding down here 10 hours on the highway, and it wasn't too bad actually. Of course, the Africa Twin is better with the 1100cc motor, and you got a little bit more wind buffeting, okay, and the angle of the seating position, like the knee angle, it's much more sharper on this one than the Africa Twin. So you lose a bit of comfort on the highway, which I don't really care. I mean, I drove a Ducati Scrambler before, which had zero comfort at all. So for me, this is the perfect change in, kind of adventure bike change of from the Africa Twin to the Husqvarna Norden, and I'm very excited to see what else will come in the next few months, and I will keep you updated about that. So the last part of the video, I'm gonna answer some questions I asked on Instagram, and one question is suspension. How does the Norden compare on off-road? The suspension that's the stock suspension for the Husqvarna Norden 901, and it's pretty good, I would say, because you can do quite big jumps and you won't go on the limits. So you have to tweak it a little bit, which I did. I'm not a professional suspension tweaker, but it certainly helped, and I feel very comfortable with it. The only thing is, if you're braking, the front suspension really dives very deep, which is kind of annoying, which is why I hope the new suspension is going to be a bit more controllable, but it's very on a high level, complaining on a very high level. I think for a stock suspension, this thing is insane, really. Weight. Africa Twin and the Norden have about a similar wet weight. They really note a difference, and this is a big yes for me, really a big yes. It's I always look at the weight when wheeling, and with that bike you can power wheelie almost in third gear. It's so easy, and overall I've seen it now on the trails. I've been crashing or laying down the bike a lot less, which shows me that it feels lighter, especially because of the low fuel tank. Major difference, really. And for trails, I don't know, the Africa Twin did everything. That's the crazy part, but it was just a hustle, and it was so big. It felt like a mothership, and this one is the little fire jet that comes from the mothership. Off-road comparison, we did that kind of, what kind of color will you paint it? I already gave you the hints. There's some funny questions from ADV Pete, which I'm not gonna read here because then I can take down my video again. How did you get to make Instagram and YouTube was pretty funny actually. I just did another channel on Instagram because I didn't want to annoy my private friends with the photos I did of motorcycles. And it kind of gained traction from there, and then I met my buddy Nico. He asked if I was ever on the North Cape with my bike, and I said no, but I wanted to go actually next year, and so we kind of embarked on that adventure. And that's where, you know, the seed was planted for adventure riding. That's why I switched from the Ducati Scrambler to an adventure bike, to the Africa Twin, now to the Norden. So I found my passion there. And the comparison of brake performance, that's an interesting one. I don't think there's some big difference. I always feel like Honda, with the Africa Twin, Honda is always like, it's on the peak of security and reliability. So braking was very good with the Honda, but only thing that I talked about is the diving of the front forks. But apart from that, I think it's good enough. So actually, it's kind of like all questions that were asked. Happy you don't care so much. So before I come to the end of this video, I wanted to share some new news about concerning sponsorships, because I partnered up with a new sponsor for my luggage systems, and it's Enduristan. They are a Swiss company. I don't think they're so popular yet. They are kind of like building up now. Very high quality products for off-road riding. I have only mounted the tail pack now and the backpack for hydration bladder. And I came down here, like on the highway, with their revolver system, which was convenient for that ride, but I couldn't really, I still need to test more products to make a conclusive opinion about it. But so far, I really like the quality of the products. And of course, I mean, design-wise, it's perfect. Secret off-roading tip. Raw tuna from the can gives you the most possible energy that you need while riding the trails. And I've got that tip from a good friend who rides off-road a lot, so I trust him. But I think I've reached the end of what I wanted to tell you, and I'm happy to make more videos for you guys. I don't know, this is pretty new for me, and as I told you, I don't really know where it's gonna go, and I don't really do it because I want this channel to explode. I just want to have my own memories of what I did with the bike, how I did it. And that's my main reason why I do it. And I think as long as some people can profit from what I put online, I'm happy. Okay, thank you for watching. Eine Dose Fisk ist weg und mein Kapi.